the great SK Warne.
I'm looking forward to this one. Here he
is.
Everyone wants to be this guy.
Shane Keith Warne, welcome to Fox League Live. Did you ever think in your life you'd be on a rugby league show?
Yeah, it's always a first, mate. It's always nice to be a first of something.
You look like you've had a hit today, Warnie. Where have you been playing? You got the golf gear on?
I played at Kingston Heath today. We keep our social distancing.
Yeah.
We weren't allowed in the clubhouse, not allowed to touch the rakes or the flags. It's probably only a matter. There was only about 6 people on the course in 100 acres, so I think
good.
it's pretty safe out on the golf course rather than the supermarket. It looks like they're chaos. So
yeah,
I think probably the golf course is going to shut down soon too, which would be a shame. But we've got to do what we have to do. We have to stay in. I think we're going to probably follow suit, guys, from the UK and everyone, and just be locked down and locked in our house. So I think that's the best thing to do anyway.
How else are you keeping busy? A little birdie told me one time, Shane, that you have got a disco and a nightclub down on the bottom floor there. Is that right?
Correct.
Yes.
And I've also just putting in a golf simulator as we speak.
Oh, yes.
That's heaven.
1,500 courses, and I've got the Augusta in there as well. The
you're
Masters
kidding.
isn't on. No, the Masters not on Fox Sports, so I'm going to have to play the Masters here at home.
Let's go. What's your favourite golf course, Warnie? What that you've played or that you want to play? You would have played a lot.
Yeah, I've been lucky enough to play a few, mate. Augusta, I've had the opportunity to play Augusta, which was just unbelievable. That was fantastic. Royal County down in Ireland is also wonderful.
You played St Andrews, haven't you?
Dunhill
Links. I play in the Dunhill every year, so I play St Andrews, Carnoustie, Kings Barnes. They're fantastic as well. So, yeah, very, very lucky. Love my golf.
How's the poker going? We don't hear much these days about you and the poker.
Yeah, that's because I'm not going that well, boys. That's why you haven't heard much about it. I love it, mate.
I watched him once. He can play. He's got game. I've seen him down there in that Aussie Millions at Crown. By the way, are you at a resort or is this the Warne Palace? That looks sensational.
No, this is at home, mate. I'm out the back. Sun's shining. It's not bad out here.
Bit of luck he might take us downstairs.
You want to have a look downstairs?
Oh, I'd love to see downstairs.
Mate, he gets FaceTime. He could do it if you want.
Do I just grab my phone and just walk down?
Well, can we have a tour of the house?
Take us for a walk.
Let's take.
I won't show you the tour of the house. But
okay, all right.
Okay, if I just grab this, does that work?
Yeah.
Okay. Rightio, hang on.
Well,
don't tell me you don't know how to work a smartphone.
While you're walking down there, Warnie, every male in Australia, in this country, you're the number one person I think they'd want to have a beer with.
Absolutely.
If you had to choose one bloke, Warnie, to have a beer with, who would it be?
Oh, we might have lost it.
Did he go back outside, Warnie?
He's probably already done it.
We pushed too far.
Yeah, we pushed out luck.
Not a great still there. We'll get him back. But
you know what, bro?
What about
he already had a beer with
that's what I was thinking.
Tiger or what? Wouldn't he?
I don't know. Tiger. Well, I don't think Tiger.
Don't you reckon?
It's hard to get close to Tiger. Even the great Shane Warne.
We can ask him when he
so.
comes back.
Yeah. But it's true, right? Everyone wants to have a beer with Warnie, right?
Yeah.
Well, he might have met him down at the President's Cup. Did you go down for that?
No, I didn't. I had a busy.
Here he is.
I had a busy.
There he is, Warne.
Right, hang on. Here we go, boys. We'll just have a little look in here.
Oh my God.
Hang on a minute. Oh, down in here, downstairs, there's the big screen. It's got a bad bar behind me here.
Look at the bar.
Where's the disco ball? Is it one?
It's going around.
It is.
God.
There it is up there.
Oh, you're a legend.
There's a couple of big speakers in here too. Look, if you look at these speakers, they're pretty loud. We can crank them up.
That's
and
incredible.
the fridges and the bar is fully stocked down in here. Let's just have a look at the little fridges.
Well, he makes his own gin, Warne.
You would have had some more ordinary times down there in the
Perona.
Down there, Warne.
Yeah, watch out for that. Well, we're allowed to drink them still. And there's all this sort of stuff. And have a look at this. This is the real good stuff, though.
Oh, my God. This is like Tom Cruise in...
The gin.
The gin.
There it is.
And have a look at that on the side. That's a gold medal, my friends.
Well done,
That's
mate.
one of 4 gold medals they gave out, and we got one because our gin is very good.
That's awesome.
But you're not making any at the moment, Warne.
No, we've shut down production of our gin, and to make hand sanitizers, we're not for non-for-profit, and we're giving them out to the Western Australian hospitals because my business partners are doctors, and they're seeing firsthand how bad it is and how much in need of the hand sanitizers. So we We're making the hand sanitizer at the moment.
I love that you're not giving us a tour of the house, but we're getting a good damn bloody look. It looks sensational.
Well, I don't know if you're seeing that side or behind me, so I don't know what you're seeing. I'm not very good on the technology.
Warne, you have a lot of friends around the world at the moment. Have you been getting much feedback? What have you been hearing? Obviously, you're concerned about the situation that we're all in.
Oh, look, to be serious for a second, it's pretty trying times, isn't it, at the moment? It's pretty ugly what's going on out there. We've all got to just play our part and try and do our bit. We've got to listen to the government. I mean, to see 20,000 people on Bondi Beach the other day was just that message was just horrific for the rest of the world to say, hang on, we aren't Neanderthals here in Australia. We do take this seriously. So I thought Scott Morrison, the way he's spoken, has been pretty good. We need leadership at the moment. I thought he's spoken well, maybe a bit slow to react on some things, but I think he's doing his best. But at the moment, look, we've just got to all listen to the advice and adhere to it. We have to just, if they tell us to stay in and we're not allowed to do anything, then we all stay in. If a golf course is open and you're allowed to do that and keep your social distance, then that's okay. If we're allowed to go to supermarkets when they tell us, that's okay. So let's just listen to what they say and adhere to everything that the government and the health ministers and everyone is saying. If we don't do that, it's going to keep spreading. We just all have to do exactly what they say.
You know what really took me by surprise, Warne? We're in rugby league and we know that it's been hand to mouth and we haven't probably spent money the way we should. To hear Gillan McLaughlin, the boss of AFL, your sport that you love and grew up playing, talk in similar terms, in similar tones. I mean, it's almost a replica of rugby league. I was stunned by that, Warne, to think how dire the situation is with them.
Yeah, I think, look, all the sport, I mean, for my sport, cricket, we're very lucky that we've just finished our sport and a lot of tennis and a few other sports. But we look around the world with tennis and what's happening. But our footy codes that we all love, whether it be your rugby league, whether it be your AFL, we all were looking forward to this so much. It's footy season. Come on, we've been waiting for this for a long time. To see what the AFL and the NRL are going through and how it's affecting players. And, you know, we've all been involved in team sports where some of those guys involved in the club have been there for 30, 40, 50 years. They might be laid off. They might be out of a job. The players are going to have to take pay cuts. There's all those sorts of things that it's just tragic. And to hear some of those stories, it's just really sad. I thought the players from all the codes have been really good to be prepared to take a pay cut and understand the situation. No one wants to take a pay cut, no matter what the situation is. But for all the players to understand that probably is going to happen, you know, you take your hat off to them and say, well done, because that wouldn't be easy. The only thing I would have done, just listening to the AFL, was, you know, they're talking, I think it was 50% they put up for the next 2 months. That's, if you think of 50% of a 20-year-old kid, it's on 150 grand, that's a lot of money. And for someone that, you know, earning millions of dollars, it's not as much. Even though it's a significant amount, they're still going to have contracts years and to come. I would have liked to have seen sort of a benchmark figure. So let's take the AFL, for instance. I'm not sure of the NRL wages and that situation as much, but let's just say we said $150,000. That's the base fee. That's what we might leave in case it takes 12 months. Anything above that, you take a 50% whack until it resumes. If that's 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. So then the younger kids, they need that money to survive, whether it's pay mortgages, et cetera, to live. And the guys that have got $1 million contracts, 4 years, 5 years, they all might be torn up, who knows. But if they stick with those contracts, then if you take off 150 off them so they've got that money and then they take the discount of the rest, I think that would have been a more even thing to do, because the younger kids need to be looked after, not as much as the guys that are earning a lot of money.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier.
And I reckon, you know,
No, you're right.
You're right.
You're spot on.
Yeah, absolutely. And I reckon once we have, here's what we have now is time. So we can actually start to think through these things a little bit more. We've been so obsessed with league up here in Melbourne with AFL. Where's cricket placed at the moment? Because India, it's not that prevalent coronavirus. Is the IPL going ahead? I mean, where are we at? I mean, I suppose, how can you get players in? They're coming from countries like the UK, like Australia. Is everything on pause?
Well, yeah, it is. I mean, there's talk about it might have been 700 or 800 million US dollars if the IPL doesn't go ahead, which is a 6-week tournament It's pretty big money. There's a lot for the players there too. I think my gut instinct is to say that the IPL will probably get paid later. At the moment, I think it's paused till April 25th, but that's only a month away, basically. So I think it'll be pushed back again by a few months. So I'd say that might be July, August that they'll play over in India. There's no real other international besides England. Australia meant to play, I think, a couple of one-days against Zimbabwe, which would be cancelled. So they're very lucky cricket that it's just come out of summer and they've basically finished our season. And the Australians haven't got much to it. This is their downtime for the first time in a few years. They've actually got a bit of a break. So they're lucky there. The big ones that could cost are England, where it's the Northern Hemisphere, and that's where they start their summer. So the UK Test series over there against Pakistan, West Indies, we're going to launch the 100, the new cricket competition in July. That's all in jeopardy as well. So I think the ECB and England are working out, will we just play white ball cricket and no first-class cricket and tests sort of July, August, September, push it all back a bit? So I'm sure they're watching this space very carefully.
Yeah, don't you coach a team in London, that new 100 ball? How does that 100 ball format go? So it's a slightly shorter version of the 2020, so it's 120 balls, and we get down to 100. How's that comp going?
Yeah, well, it was going to be launched this year.
First
I was
year.
head coach. Yeah, launched in July 17. It was starting, and I was head coach of Lords, which is called the London Spirit. So disappointing. So I think, as much as we all say, look, we don't need another form of game of cricket. We've got T20, we've got one days, we've got tests, we've got all that. But when you think back to T20 started, we went, we don't need T20. Why do we need another form of the game? And now you see how good T20 is. So, maybe it's worth a try, the 100 ball. It's a little bit different. There's no overs, so to speak.
Yeah.
You could bowl 10 balls, then you could bowl 5 balls, or you could bowl 10 balls. But you just have to complete 100 balls for one inning. So it's a little bit different. I'm not sure it'll work or not. I think it will. I think that people will love it. And I was looking forward to playing and looking forward to watching the boys play and being head coach. I was quite excited by that, but fingers crossed it still goes ahead, but because it's not till July. So hopefully we're all back to normal by then.
Now,
hopefully.
You are one of the great people persons, as I put my teeth back in. How are you going to handle I know you've got the palace there, and it's no good having a nightclub if you can't bring anyone into the nightclub. How are you going to self-isolate?
Yeah, well, luckily I've got a golf simulator.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Downstairs with Netflix and Stan and iTunes,
whatever else.
Netflix and chill.
More importantly, you've got Foxtel, Warne. You've got Foxtel, and that's your priority number one. That's Foxtel. 131-999.
Yes. Well, how good is Fox Sports when you can go up now with your new IQ? You can go up and check out all the sports. They've got highlights from all the different sports. You can watch the golf. There's all sorts of things on there. So, yes, I can add Fox Sports, Foxtel, all the movies they've got there too, plus all the Netflix stand and everything else. So
we can
isolate for as many months as you want downstairs there. I've got a golf simulator.
We'll be there forever.
I'm moving. I'm going.
The damn
no contact with anyone else. We'll be off. We'll be fine.
If his golf simulator breaks, he's in trouble because he's obsessed with it. Okay, give us one of the top 100 Foxtel movies that you'll be self-isolating to.
I tell you what, I did watch on Foxtel the other day was Ford versus Ferrari.
Oh, yes. Have you boys seen it yet?
Seen it, no.
Matt Damon.
Absolutely magnificent. I really enjoyed that.
Christian Bale.
Fantastic.
And the guy who plays Henry Ford, I think his name is Tracy Letts.
Yeah.
There's a scene with him. You're a crier.
When he's driving, then when Matt Damon drives the car.
It'll break you. It'll break you, Blocky.
I'll be gone.
Ford versus Ferrari. I'll write that one.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I really enjoyed that. I watched that the other day.
All right.
Beautiful.
Well, Warne, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for giving us your time. Can I ask one personal question? I mean, you've been wonderful with us.
Shoot.
How did you pull Liz Hurley? Seriously. how did you do
Easy.
it? How did you do it?
Charm, mate.
Charisma.
The king.
I believe you. Oh, by the way, one other question. You brought
Go on. I thought that was the last one.
No. This is a semi-serious one. So
okay, better be better than you meant to be your last question.
Okay, fine. You brought we're here till 6. You brought up some of our competitors, and one of them is that the test, the cricket documentary. It is fantastic, even though it's not Foxtel. I can't believe the access. It's just one of those things where the Australian cricket dressing room was sacrosanct. Are you stunned at the access that has been granted, Warne? Because even in your day, I just can't imagine the access that has been granted.
Yeah, I mean, I think Fox Sports and Channel 7 were a little bit disappointed because I think they want to do something very similar. Both companies wanted to do something, and we at Fox Sports wanted to do the same thing. To then have, and you pay $1.2 billion for the TV rights, and then for Cricket Australia to go off and do a deal with Amazon, I thought wasn't quite right. I wasn't happy with that. But having said that, I did watch it, and I thought I liked the start and the end, and the access was pretty amazing.
Yeah, no.
Would have been a bit different back 20-odd years ago when we played. It might have been a little bit different.
Oh, sure, it would have been.
Not as
a
good
lot
as
more editing, I would have thought.
Not as good as a tour of your home. You won't know what this means, but you've got the 3 Dally M points, Warne, from this show this afternoon. Sensational, mate. Enjoy self-isolation.
Thanks, Warne.
See you,
Good on you guys. Thank you.
And part of the Fox.
Stay safe, everyone.
You too, mate.
The Fox Cricket family.
How good was that?